Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, this channel covers a wide range of photography and videography topics, and if that is something you are interested in, go ahead and subscribe as we have new videos coming out for you every single week. And in this one, I'm going to give you some tips the pros use to get some really amazing portraits. Lens selection is the first tip. This is something that is extremely important, and all the pros already. Typically, when shooting portraits, a lot of professionals will use a much tighter lens, and what that means is something along the 50mm or even more, just because that gives a much more flattering look to the model and adds a really nice background blur, which helps your subject stand out from the background. As I'm sure you guys have noticed, a lot of images that you see around the internet have a very nice blurred background. That is achieved one of two ways. One of them is going to be shooting with a tighter lens, which will allow a lot more compression to the background. And then two, it's going to be shooting at a low f-stop, which will increase your shallow depth of field, giving you a really nice background blur. Here's a tip that not a lot of people know about, and I personally use on every single shoot that I do. I always ask the model if they're feeling inspired or an idea comes to mind to please let me know. We can play off of that. We can collaborate with each other, because after all, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And more often than not, I have gotten one of the best or the best images of that shoot because the model had a particular idea. We worked together and played around with it and was able to capture some of the best images. So be open to that. Make sure that your model feels comfortable enough with you that they could bring up some ideas that you could try. Who knows, like I said, you may be able to get that money shot with their idea. Another tip that the pros use is turning the model a little more at a 45-degree angle to the camera to get a much more flattering image. This basically allows a couple of things to happen. One of them, it'll slim out your model, so it'll make them look a little slimmer, and it'll also turn their chin a little to the right or the left, depending on which shoulder is forward. And basically what that does is it also basically slims down the neck and can possibly increase the definition of the jawline. As you can see, here are a couple of examples. In this one, the model has been turned to the left, allowing the right shoulder to be a little bit more towards camera, and then they also shifted their chin towards the right, and basically you're creating this twist-like motion between your torso or their torso and their chin, allowing things to just look a little bit more slim and a lot more flattering. This is something I use quite frequently in my shoots, as it just provides a much better image overall. Now let's talk about focus. I feel like this is something that's not really talked about and the information isn't really out there. So if you are somewhat new to the photography space and you're taking portraits, you may not even really know where to focus. A lot of times people will focus on the face or around that general area, which you're getting close to where you should focus. But ultimately, and this goes especially for when you're taking tighter shots, you're going to focus on the eye. But you're going to want to focus on the eye that is closest to the lens. You could switch things up, but generally the eye that's closest to the lens will provide the best result, because let's face it, every time you see a photo of a human, more often than not, you are actually going to focus on their eye first over anything else. So it's very important that you keep the eyes in focus while taking your portraits. Well guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found it insightful and learned some things that maybe you might not have known the professionals do when taking portrait photos. Now with that said, thanks for watching guys, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to give us a thumbs up. Down below will be some links to some contests that we have going on over at ViewBug.com. You guys can enter for your chance to win some really awesome prizes and get exposure worldwide. Now with that said, I will see you all in the next one.